Shyness is never going to serve your highest good. It is going to hold you back from experiences, opportunities, and really living a beautiful life that you deserve. Do you consider yourself a shy person? Is it holding you back from doing things that you want to do or living a life that you'd rather live? Well, we're going to talk all about that today. Believe it or not, I actually used to be really shy. In fact, I was painfully shy to the point where I wouldn't go out places and I wouldn't talk to people, and I would just seize up anytime I was at somewhere by myself and a group of people I didn't know. And it took me a really long time to recognize the sources of my shyness and to get over them and become an outgoing person. And so that's what we're going to talk about today: how to stop being shy so that you can be confident in all areas of your life, in different situations, in different groups of people, and really step into your power and be the most confident version of yourself. But first, if you're new around here, my name is Lindsey and this is Truthatude TV. Every so often I put out videos talking about confidence and all the different things that we face in our lives as women that affect our self-esteem. I talk about how to build your self-esteem and how to maintain your confidence out there in the world as a badass woman. So if that sounds interesting to you, keep watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you like content like this and you want to be a part of our amazing community that we have here. And if you are coming back to the channel for another video, then thank you so much for being a subscriber. I really do appreciate your support. So diving right in, the first thing I think is really important to talk about is the idea of being shy versus introverted. Now, I know a lot of people think that they are one and the same, but they actually are very different. So being shy and being introverted are two different things, and they often happen within the same individual, but they don't mean the same thing. So being shy is when you're timid or you get nervous or you tend to close up in group settings or unfamiliar situations or in different, occasions of your life. Whereas being introverted is kind of how you recharge your battery, how you like to spend your time. If you really enjoy being alone, doing solo activities, then you probably are more introverted, and you can be outgoing and introverted. Whereas extroverted means that you really get energized by being in groups of people. You love to socialize and you really do need that social element to really kind of re-energize your battery. Now, you can be an ambivert, which means just a combination of the two. So I am definitely introverted. I love to kind of recharge my batteries alone. I love to read, I love to paint, I love to do creative activities by myself. I love to be outside by myself, and that is really how I recharge. And I definitely get what I like to call peopled out. And if you are introverted, then you know that sensation where you can go out and be around people, but at some point you're kind of like, okay, I've had enough people for the week, I'm done peopling. And so if that's the case, then you probably are introverted. Extroverted people are those ones who get really antsy and need to be out and socializing with people. They love to be around people. They don't typically enjoy being alone. Now, obviously, this is not a blanket statement that covers everybody or everybody's situation. You can be shy and introverted, which means that going out and being around other people doesn't necessarily recharge your battery, and it also makes you nervous or you feel shy or timid. Or you can be like I am. I'm very outgoing and extremely introverted. I have no problem going out and talking to people and socializing and, starting conversations with people, but I definitely hit a capacity as far as how much peopling I can do. So I thought it would be really important to kind of start the difference between shy and introverted and extroverted and outgoing, because they're not always the same thing and they do get kind of interchanged a lot. So the next thing I wanted to touch on is the difference between being shy and having social anxiety. Yes, you can have both, But just because you're shy doesn't mean you have social anxiety, and just because you have social anxiety doesn't mean you're shy. Perfect example. I do have social anxiety on occasion. I used to have severe social anxiety to the point where I would have panic attacks if there was too many people. And I still get to the point where I get overstimulated and there's too much people around, too much energy, and I have to like step away. And so I do have some lingering social anxiety, and it often depends on the situation, but that doesn't mean that I'm shy. I'm not really shy anymore, and I did cure it. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's video, is how to cure your shyness. Now, I am not a trained or certified psychologist, psychiatrist, mental health counselor, so please, you shouldn't be getting any medical advice from YouTube anyways, but please, this is my little disclaimer that, please do not use this as a substitute for any mental health care that you are receiving. This is me just sharing my experience with you and what I've learned in hopes that it may help you with some of your shyness. This is not a cure or any kind of remedy for social anxiety. I really recommend that you see a mental health professional for your social anxiety, because it can really, really do well for you. So anyway, the first thing that is really important to getting over your shyness is to recognize and develop an awareness for the situations that you feel the most shy. So it might be in a certain group of people, it might be large number of people, it might be small groups of people, it might be just one person, or it might be the person that you're attracted to, that's the only time you get shy. And it's good to notice situations that you're not typically shy. If you are just shy all the time and you just clam up, okay, great, this can help you too. But if you're only finding that you're really, really shy in certain situations, like high pressure situations like dates or interviews or networking events, that's understandable. I think everybody has a level of shyness when it comes to those things. But really recognizing when you feel shy or timid or nervous, that's really going to be a good starting point for you. So for me, I noticed that I felt really shy when I was in groups of people and I didn't really have a purpose behind why I was there. Like, let's say it was a house party and I was really, really shy and just wouldn't open up or talk to people if I didn't already know them, or if somebody didn't introduce me. So I realized that if a friend of mine introduced me to somebody, then my shyness would break down a little bit, and then I could start to socialize. However, if I was going to a networking event and representing my company or representing my job, then I had no problem walking into a room and being like, "Hi, I'm Lindsey Servin with the state of Florida, nice to meet you." I had no problem doing that. And it was so funny because it was like I was standing on the shoulders of a giant. It was like I had this little armor around me and it was who I was representing. But when I had to just represent me, that's when I became really, really shy. So I think recognizing the situations where you feel the most shy is really important to develop your self-awareness so that you can build strategies around breaking down that shyness barrier. And that's what I did for me. For me, it was like, okay, without the warm blanket of socializing on behalf of a company or on behalf of my job or on behalf of a club that I was a part of, then I need to be able to go out on my own and just be Lindsey. And that was my barrier. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about might sound like common sense, or it might be a little frustrating at just how simple it really is, but it's baby steps and practice. So I want you to get into the habit of talking to everybody. When you go to the grocery store, when you go to pick up your kids, when you go to grab coffee, or anywhere that you're going, running errands around town or whatever it is, I want you to get in the habit of making light small talk with everybody, even if it's something small like, "Hi, good morning. Hey, how's it going? How's your day going?" The reason I say to do this when you're going and running errands is because those people, those customer service facing people, they're getting paid to talk to you. So it's kind of a low-hanging fruit to just say, hey, good morning, how's it going? Or how's your day going? The reason that this is such a great place to start is that it starts to act as a pressure valve for when you are in higher pressure situations where you have to represent yourself and you have to go out there and be like, hi, I'm Lindsey, nice to meet you, what do you do? Or hi, I'm Lindsey, how's it going? You know, so when you get in the habit of talking to everybody when you are not really having to be yourself or not having to introduce yourself, it really lowers that pressure valve. So when it comes to doing this practice, I want you to set small, very small goals for yourself. So when I started out breaking my shyness, which actually was in 2018, I have to say, like I was crippling shy up until 2018. That is how recent my shyness situation has been. I want you to start with a small goal. Let's say it's today I'm gonna say hi to 3 people, and you master that small goal for a week, 2 weeks, a month, every single day, or as much as you can. When you encounter 3 people, you're just gonna say hi, good morning, good afternoon, have a good night. I don't care if it's you going to Walmart 3 times a day or Target. You know, just making small talk, small goals. So how I did this was I live on a big giant park and I walk my dog every single day. And so it was kind of low-hanging fruit for me. I made it a goal to myself that I would say good morning to 3 people every morning when I walked my dog around this park. Then that goal evolved into saying good morning to every single person I passed on the park. Now, not everybody is going to reciprocate. Not everybody wants to say good morning. Some people are shy, right? Some people are like, why is this weirdo talking to me? But what I have found, interestingly enough, is that people are more friendly in the morning. So, pro tip, do this in the morning. It's easy. You just say good morning. And what I love about good morning is it's such a simple greeting that it doesn't even invite conversation. It's just like a wave. It's like a verbal wave. Good morning. Good morning. Then, end of conversation. We're not going any further than that. Hey, good morning. Hey, good morning. I love it. I could do it all day. Hey, good morning. Anyway, so a couple of phrases that I kind of wanted to share with you that are just easy, low-hanging fruit to kind of get the ball rolling are 1, good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Enjoy your evening. Hey, how's it going? Hi, how are you? How's it going? These are all the kind of different combinations of the same phrase, but greetings are a wonderful way to break the shyness barrier. Then you can get a little bit more sophisticated, and let's say you're at a coffee shop and you're looking at the pastry case and there's somebody standing next to you. So like, hey, how's it going? Or hey, good morning. Then you can look and be like, oh, do you know what's good here? Say the obvious thing. What's good here? Have you tried this before? What did you think? Say the obvious thing. Or if you're in the grocery store, you can ask, hey, do you know where I can find olive oil or whatever? Even if you don't need anything, just ask somebody like, hey, do you know where I can find whatever? Even if it's somebody that works at the grocery store. The point is to get you talking to strangers. Stranger danger, always remember your safety. But the point is to get you talking to people and outside of your bubble. So saying little phrases or greetings and setting very small goals for yourself is the perfect first step to getting over your shyness. Speaking from experience, I know that one major hurdle we face in being shy is being self-conscious. And I'm just gonna give it to you hard. I'm just gonna stay true to the Truthatude and tell it like it is. People are not paying as much attention to you as you think they are. I'm gonna say that again. People are not paying as much attention to you as you think they are. Or as my Brooklyn friend would say, ain't nobody checking for you. So the reason I say this is because we are often so wrapped up in being self-conscious and like, oh, I wonder, are they looking at me? Are they staring at me? Why are they looking at me weird? Do I look funny? Like, we're so wrapped up in our own self-consciousness that we don't actually realize that the majority of people around us are thinking about themselves too. They are equally often they are equally as self-conscious as we are. So they're not thinking about, oh my God, that girl, what is she wearing? Or, oh my God, what is she even doing? Why is she even talking to me? No, they're not. They're equally experiencing themselves as self-conscious, and they're probably shy also. There are a lot more shy people around than you think. And so if that helps you at all, which is really what helped me, was to realize that nobody is thinking about me as much as I think they are. They're wrapped up in their own self-consciousness, or they're just busy doing their thing. They're out there focused on their workout or walking their dog or carrying their groceries to their car or whatever it is they're doing. They are singularly focused on whatever it is they're focused on to really be worried about you. So let that be kind of a release for you that nobody's really paying that much attention to you. And if they are, feel free to say, hey, how's it going? Or hey, good morning. Boom, problem solved. Now, I know that I'm making this sound a lot easier than it might be for you because it takes practice. And that's why I say to start really, really small. Start with 3 good mornings a day. Shoot, start with 1. And if you don't find yourself in a situation, maybe you work from home or you work in an office or you work by yourself or whatever, if you find yourself not in a lot of situations where you meet a lot of people, then go out. You are never going to break the shyness barrier on your own. It involves interacting with other humans. And the reason why I stress so much about being confident and learning to break the shyness barrier is that shyness is never going to serve your highest good. It is going to hold you back from experiences, opportunities, and really living a beautiful life that you deserve. My biggest dream, my biggest wish for you is for you to see yourself and for you to allow yourself to be seen, because you are incredible and the world deserves to know you. And they're not going to get the opportunity to know you if you're shy and you're stuck in your shyness, because you are a shining star and the world deserves to know you. I will say it again, the world deserves to know you. And I really don't want this shyness, something that's so easy to get over with practice, to hold you back from living an extraordinary life. I don't say this as a criticism. I just say this because my wish for you is to have all the good that is available for you. But you need to go beyond your comfort zone to have some of it. Now, let's say you're in a high pressure situation. Let's say you see somebody that is so fine and you really want to talk to them, but you just clam up. Let's say you've been doing your shyness practice and even still you're just like, ah, that's okay. The reason why practicing and talking to everybody, whether you're attracted to them or not, whether it leads to a conversation or not, whether you ever see this person again or not, the reason why practicing and talking to as many people as possible and breaking down that shyness barrier is that when an opportunity presents itself, maybe it's a job opportunity, maybe it's a networking connection, maybe it's a date, it really builds up that muscle so that there isn't so much pressure around that opportunity when it pops up. So let's say you've been practicing and you've been saying hello to everybody and you see this sexy mother effer and you're like, damn, he's fine, and you want to say hi. It's gonna still feel a little uncomfortable, not gonna lie, because you're putting yourself out there for rejection, but it's gonna be that much easier, even if it's 10% easier, to go up and say hello, or at least smile and say, hey, good morning, you know? And trust me, it works. Now, this is not an all or nothing fix. Your shyness is gonna creep up, especially in higher pressure situations. I think that it's something that we all have as humans. It's not something that's like, oh, I'm never shy, because I still have that. I still have moments where I'm like, ooh, I'm a little shy, you know, but I am miles away from where I used to be, where I would just clam up and I would get super anxious, and I literally, There were so many instances where I would drive to wherever it was I was gonna go, and I would sit in my car and convince myself to go in. And I'm ashamed to admit it, sort of, not really ashamed, but like, I will admit it, there were probably 6 or 7 out of 10 times where I didn't go in and I literally drove home. I have been so crippled by my shyness that I have driven somewhere, sat in my car, only to turn around and drive home. And I think about those missed opportunities and I'm like, man, what could have been ahead for me? What conversations could I have had? What people could I have met? What dates could I have gotten, yo? I'm not, you know what I mean? So it was when I had that moment that I was like, no, this is enough. My shyness is keeping me from my good. And I think that your shyness could keep you from your good. And so it's time to get out of there, crack open that little shell, take baby steps, and start practicing on breaking down that shyness barrier for yourself. You deserve it. So this week, I want you to make a promise to yourself and leave me a comment down below and tell me, what's your number? How many people are you gonna say hello to this week? It could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 3, it could be as many as you want. No pressure, nobody's gonna check on you. I'm not gonna call you up and be like, hey, did you talk to 7 people today? I really want you to practice and take baby steps and also be gentle with yourself. And for my ladies out there, please always practice safe, stranger danger. Please do not feel obliged to talk to people if you're getting bad vibes, and always just be aware of your surroundings and, make sure you keep yourself safe. But let's get that shyness taken care of this year. This is your year. And start talking to people. Start opening yourself up to this amazing world that we live in. Start opening, opportunities up for yourself and meeting amazing people, because there are a huge amount of amazing, wonderful, phenomenal humans out there that they are really excited to meet you, but you got to say hi to them. So that's it for this week's video. I hope you found it helpful. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what are some situations that you feel shy in, or if you've gotten over your shyness, what are some things that helped you, because I'm sure they can help the rest of this community. You can follow me on all the socials. I'll leave the links in the description box below. Also, exciting news, stay tuned. My Facebook coaching group is opening up soon. More details to come. And as always, stay true to the Truthatude. I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao. That's all we're gonna talk about today.